a private shopping opportunity. Many of those businesses are doing that. And please share the pledge, take the pledge, share the video, and help us spread the support throughout our community. We're also asking that you think about those nonprofit organizations within the downtown, our museums and attractions that are also hurting during this pandemic. And you can make a local donation to them or watch for their online charity events as well. We have also seen people reaching out to say, we want to buy gift certificates and give them to the staff at a local community organization. And we do, of course, encourage that, and we can help you with that. Or you can buy lunches from a local restaurant and have them brought to a community organization and treat them to something special while you're also supporting a downtown local business. And we're happy to help you coordinate all of that. So let's talk about some of the safety precautions that are being put in place. I wanted to share a couple of images with you. Here's a shot of the inside of Spats. And they have plexiglass between their tables. They also have reserve signs between the tables, so you can only use half of the tables. And many of our restaurants are doing this. They, of course, have new cleaning procedures in place as well. Many of them are still trying to do some outdoor seating on those nice days, so be sure to ask about that. Some are doing limited menu days where you can get carry out. I highly recommend Empanada Tuesday at Authors. You won't be disappointed. And some are creating brand new products for carry out. So be watching Facebook, watching the websites, and tap into this, because there are some really cool new products out there. They're being creative. They're being incredibly creative and resilient. Here's an image of one of those, which is Deja Vu Martini Lounge, that has created takeout martini cocktails. So very creative ways of still getting their products out and still being able to keep that business afloat. Our retailers as well, many utilizing online services to sell their products. They're using Facebook and posting new products every day, and you can let them know that you want to buy that product. It's a very simple process. Again, you can schedule private shopping events. We'll be having a shop hop again as well during Small Business Week. And many of them are limiting the number of people that are inside. Some are requiring that you schedule a time to come and shop. And of course, many are doing takeout, curbside pickup, delivery. So be sure to check with that local business that you want to shop with, and they will tell you how best to support them. Small Business Week, it's typically Small Business Saturday. Well, that's not enough for us. This year we need Small Business Week. So we have a number of special activities going on throughout that week. So Saturday, November 28th, which would typically be Small Business Saturday, and then stretching all the way to December 4th, that Friday. So in between there, you'll see special deals being put out for Cyber Monday, of course, Giving Tuesday. Virtual Shop Hop will be on Wednesday, Takeout Thursday, and Friday we're actually adding a gift certificate discount for you. If you buy 9 at $20, you get that 10th one free. So be watching for that. So lots of great ways to support local and to still shop with your favorite downtown business. I'm going to leave you with one image here before I end. This is, whoops. Of course, technology doesn't work when you want it to, right? There we go. This is our symbol of hope here. This went into Houdini Plaza just this morning, and I want to thank the Bolt Company and all of our sponsors that helped to make downtown something special during the holidays. And we hope that you stop by and remember that there is hope as we go into the new year and throughout this season. So thank you to the Chamber for letting us be a part of this conversation.
Thank you, Jen. ADI is just an amazing partner of ours. So thank you for everything that you're doing during this really, really challenging year. Nikki Hessel, tell us about what's going on in Neenah. What do you have going on to encourage safe local shopping?
Thank you, Becky. Let me just see if I can share my screen here. Okay, so I would echo obviously a lot of what Jen just shared. We have very similar missions and similar organizations. We are definitely, our tagline at Future NINA is our future, our NINA. So similar to what Jen had shared, just really trying to stick together as a community, support the local businesses that we want to see survive this pandemic. So just a couple of ways that businesses are adapting. As Jen shared, expanded seating, increased safety precautions, and increasing their online and social media presence. We've seen a lot of our downtown businesses spend a lot of time and effort moving their inventory online, which has been a really great way for them to continue to make it through these last couple of months. Providing pickup or delivery, and really the way that a lot of businesses have survived over the summer is just distancing what they're doing by space and time, which is what we've been doing as an organization as well. We've been talking a lot recently here at our office about how at the very beginning of this, it felt like there was this huge momentum to support local businesses and order takeout and buy gift cards. And we know there's fatigue and we know people are sick of hearing about it, but it's what we need to do to get our businesses through the winter. So we are continuing to push those messages and to really continue that support that we felt early in the spring, and we need to get that moving through the winter. Future NINA has adapted in a lot of ways by sharing information. You know, a lot of the tools of a small business have been taken away during this pandemic, and a lot of the tools that organizations like ADI and Future NINA have gone away as well. You know, our method is usually to gather people, and so we've had to get really creative with the way that we have shared those messages, sharing information, expanding our own social media presence, serving as a resource when there's grants or aid that is available, adapting our events to still try to drive sales to the businesses in the safest way possible. And promoting our downtown gift certificate program has been a huge part of that. As Jen mentioned, those can be spent at any downtown business. It's a great way to thank a teacher. It's a great way to thank a medical professional. It's a great way to support local while also thanking someone in your life. We also have done several virtual shopping experiences over the last 6 months. We are actually hosting one this evening from 6 to 8 p.m. on our Facebook page. So lots of virtual shopping options. The small businesses need this holiday season to be a success. So if you want to see all of the businesses that you love here in the spring and summer of next year, we need to support them through this holiday season. If you know anything about our downtown Very Nina Christmas event, it's usually the first Friday in December. It's a huge event with lots and lots of people, live mannequin windows, and all kinds of holiday cheer. That obviously was not a safe option for us this year, so we spread, as we've been doing with all of our events this year, trying to refocus each and every one of them to how can we support local businesses, both by using them as vendors for our events and also driving virtual traffic to them for sales. So, virtual scavenger hunts, we have a virtual run, we have a luminary night downtown, which is just a picturesque, opportunity to shop. A letters to Santa mailbox, free gifts with purchase. We also have gift certificate reward days. So there are a lot of opportunities and ways we're trying to create consistent ways to support local businesses. And I don't want to double up too much on what Jen shared, but really what the businesses need is they need our support, both monetarily and also our support in just being kind. They have had to, a lot of them are on their own. They have 1 or 2 employees. They need us to be kind and respectful of the precautions that they're taking in their stores. to help them stay open. So spend your money locally and just be supportive and kind to local business owners through this time. Get creative. Think about things that you would normally, that are convenient for you to order through Amazon, or are convenient for you to have delivered to your house via a national chain, and figure out a way that you can, change that to a local purchase. Support it personally through gift giving and grocery shopping and all of that, but also, as Jen mentioned, through your business. How can you support local through an accounting firm or a marketing firm, or some type of supply chain that you can, move local, and support your local nonprofits and artists. There are so many ways that those types of organizations have changed over the course of this year to support the community. And if we, again, want them all to be here for the long haul, we need to support them. A lot of restaurants have changed, the type of food that they sell. They've changed the way that they're getting it out to people. The public library is doing a really cool letter writing campaign. The Bergstrom Mahler has private shopping appointments. So there's just been a lot of really cool supportive things that these organizations are doing for the community, and we need to support them through this difficult time as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nikki. Absolutely could not have said it any better. Shopping local is so important right now. It's not only supporting the reasons why we want to live here and the things that keep our community exciting, it's also supporting our neighbors and our friends. Next, I want to introduce Pat Tracy from Appleton International Airport. Pat has been a great resource for us throughout the pandemic, as people have a lot of questions about traveling right now. Whether it's something you have to do for work or something you choose to do for the holidays, travel certainly looks different these days. Pat, can you help tell us more?
Yes, Becky, thank you so much. I did bring a very brief slideshow. I just have 4 slides, and we should be looking at our slides. So we understand that not everyone is going to be able to stay home with your dog this year. And there we go. So we understand that everyone is not going to be able to stay home with their dog this year, and that some people might have to be out traveling. I have been able to travel since September. I've had 3 business trips. Airports are considered an essential business, and there are things that we have just had to deal with. And so I have been able to travel safely and stay healthy. And so I'll just share a few of my impressions with you all. The airports and the airplanes are extremely clean. I've been in a half a dozen airports, and I could not believe the cleanliness that I found everywhere, as well as the airplanes. I think we've all heard about the airplane misting, the disinfectant. We're disinfecting the airport with disinfectant, and every airport in the country has a very similar program. So if you do need to travel, just a couple things. You want to be prepared to wear your mask for the entire journey. And if you're not used to wearing a mask for 4 to 6 hours, you just want to think about it a little bit and make sure you're going to be able to be comfortable. You will find no food service at all on airplanes right now. Airport restaurants are open. We have our airside restaurant open, but as you connect or travel throughout the country, you are going to find that restaurants are at varying levels of openness. The one bright spot in the airline industry is that all of the airlines did remove the $200 change fee that it used to cost if you wanted to change a ticket. And so what that means for us as consumers, if we do book a trip and then we decide that we're just not comfortable traveling, we can cancel that trip and we retain the full value of our ticket. It will stay in the form of a travel voucher, but you will have that to use for another full year. you'll find that the airports are operating, most of them between 40 and 70%. Appleton is at about 50% of our regular volume. So you would notice the airport would seem almost empty for most people. And many of our aircraft are going out, less than half full. Some are a little bit more. One, Delta has just announced that they will continue blocking middle seats till March 30th. And this is a good move, I think. I have been able to fly Delta, and just having that extra space on the airplane gives me a little bit more confidence. I did bring a slide shot of the Harvard COVID study, and this was the study that you probably saw already in the news. With the aircraft HEPA filters that are exchanging the air on the aircraft 20 to 30 times per hour. The study has shown that the air on the aircraft is going to be cleaner than our office environments and probably most retail environments. So that does give us a little bit of confidence. And if you do read the entire 187-page study, you'll find that layering is really what gets us to that 99.7% of filtering out germs. Between the aircraft HEPA filters, we're wearing masks, and we're just being in our own little space and not touching anything, that is going to be a key to flying successfully. And then just if you are thinking about traveling in the future, all of the airlines have a travel requirement and restrictions section. I just happen to bring the one that's on Delta's website. And so you can click on the United States here and then drill down to the state and get detailed information on, are the restaurants open, is shopping open, and then at least do a little bit of research on the destination before you get there. So that is what I brought. And we can go back to Becky.
Thank you so much, Pat. Lots of good information there. We know the travel industry has been hit really hard by the pandemic, and we appreciate everything you're doing to make it as safe as possible and to support the opportunity to fly local. At this time, we're going to open up the discussion for additional questions. I have some questions, and I suspect our participants have some as well. Let's take a look at our questions that are in the queue. And let's see, the first question is for Patty. For food insecure families, the public schools are often a major resource for accessing food. Will the upcoming holiday breaks affect access to food through these school programs?
Well, certainly there's going to be changes and disruptions. We absolutely understand that schools are a major source of nutrition for children and sometimes even for their families. And so we know that there's disruptions, but the schools have been working very, very hard to make sure that they have contingency plans. And Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin partners with schools as well as other community organizations to make sure that we're able to supplant anything that has been either changed or disrupted. For example, if you would visit our website, Feeding America, www.feedingamericawi.org, you will see a list of direct distributions. Many of those, including in Appleton, Oshkosh, Green Bay, we do direct distributions with and in partnership with the school district. So not only can they get the school meals that they would have gotten, but we also provide an additional box of food that they can take home, and that's more than a week's food for their family. So we're really working hard to make sure those disruptions, even though the distribution may look different, that we are not leaving any family without the food, any child without the food that they need, especially at this time.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Patty. The next question is for Dr. Roloff. As a pediatrician, can you offer some advice for talking to kids about why this holiday season is different? Not being able to see grandma and grandpa, for example, or not being able to sit on Santa's lap?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I'm experiencing that regularly. And what's interesting, I always start off my visits with patients asking how they're doing. And teenagers, everything's fine. As we all know, everything's fine for teenagers. But the younger kids will often give a much more detailed explanation. And I'm finding that a lot of them are actually adapting to the changes more than some of our adults are. So they get that they need to be able to stay safe, and they realize that they can contribute because there's so much kids can't control. Helping them learn what they can control can be really helpful. So helping them learn that by wearing a mask and washing your hands, that's something you have direct control over, and you can keep us safe, your parents safe, your teachers safe by doing that. And as they've seen those changes, many of them experience significant changes with schools. I think most of us on this call couldn't even imagine doing virtual school or what that must be like for our kids. And those of us who are parents realizing how much those teachers do for us as we're trying to stand in that place as teachers. So they're making that transition. They understand things are different. And I think it's going to be more important that we have conversations about, even though we have to do things differently, what are we really trying to accomplish? We're trying to accomplish making others feel good. Are there ways to send notes to those grandparents who can't come out and we can't see and hug today? Can we send pictures to make them feel good? Other ways that they have control over. And then they realize that we're still doing the same spirit of what we do in the holidays, but it just has to be done in a different way.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you for that information, Dr. Roloff. Now, this next question is for everyone. What do you recommend for volunteering over the holidays, virtually or in person, near Berlin, Wisconsin, specifically? You might have some recommendations closer as well. So just for anyone that would like to jump in.
Well, I'll jump in. Volunteering is really tough, but as Dr. Roloff said, there's ways to be safe. And so Feeding America Eastern Wisconsin is still accepting volunteers in our facility as well as out at our direct distributions. And I would say just contact us to let us know. We've narrowed that number of volunteers down to a very small number. I do know that hunger relief organizations like food pantries and meal programs may still need some help. But the good thing is, and the great thing about our community is during this crisis, we've had a lot of people reach out as well. So so please do reach out to and ask, much like you would do anything else, and ask if people are accepting volunteerism right now.
Thank you. The next question is for Jen and Nikki. The pandemic has brought out the home cooking spirit in a lot of people, but maybe doing a holiday meal for carryout is a good option to lighten the load and support any local businesses, especially if you cook like I do. Any suggestions?
Yeah, well, funny you should mention that, because I think we're sharing a Facebook post today with some of our local Nina options that are putting together special like Thanksgiving carry-out boxes, which is something that they've never done before. So kind of as we talked about earlier, a lot of local businesses are pivoting what they offer, how they offer it, and just call and ask and find out what their options are. But yeah, there's a lot of local restaurants that are putting together Thanksgiving options for pickup or delivery.
Here in Appleton, I know of two specifically that are already working on that. Stone Arch Brew Pub you can order sides or you can order full meals, and Green Gecko as well in downtown. And they do plan on being open on Thanksgiving Day. So be sure to check out their Facebook and their website, and you can follow along what Bob's cooking up at the Gecko.
Awesome, that's great news. So Pat, we have a question for you. VRBOs and Airbnbs are popular right now because of social distancing. What trends are you seeing in lodging?
The question is exactly right. Much of the travel business has shifted to renting a home, and obviously the reasons are that you are in charge of your own meals. You know, you can cook there. So that is a huge trend, and that is definitely a national trend. You know, I would say, so I did stay in 3 hotels this fall, and the protocols are a little bit amazing because, you know, Hilton has it's like a crime scene sticker on the door so that you know no one has been in that room. Yeah. You know, there's no housekeeping for the duration of your stay. The restaurant might not be open. So it's a little different, but I found the hotels to be very clean. And so, yeah, good question.
All right, thank you, Pat. Here's a question for everyone. Is it safe to say there should not be any traditional office Christmas parties this year? What can businesses do instead that would show their employees they care during the holidays?
That's a great question. Certainly holiday parties, not something that we would recommend. We have had conversation with a couple of larger employers here in downtown that are asking kind of that same question. And we have actually offered to help them put some ideas together for different levels of gift boxes that support a downtown business. So there are items that they can purchase from downtown businesses and give that as a nice gift. It may have gift certificates. Of course, the gift certificates is always one that we would recommend because they can use them at any point and they can use them anywhere downtown and they can use them online and use them in person. So gift certificates are the easy one for sure. But these boxes are a nice option as well because it gets that sale to that business now.
Awesome. Awesome. So it looks like that's the end of the questions that we received. So we can end a little bit early today and put 15 minutes back in everyone's life. But before we let you go, I just want to thank each and every one of you. You truly are community leaders that have really, really helped our entire region to get through this truly just challenging pandemic. So thank you for all that you're doing. Nikki, we look forward to hearing more about your successful night tonight. And we wish everybody a wonderful Thanksgiving and happy holidays. And we're going to have at least 3 more of these webinars coming in the next few weeks. So please, pay attention to the Chamber website for the next dates. And we look forward to connecting with all of you soon. Take care.